Jarred Kelenic was recently on Foul Territory with AJ Prasinsky and those guys. I highly recommend you go listen to the entire interview. But the gist of something that he said that I thought was very important was his meeting with Alex Anthopoulos. And we talk about how Alex Anthopoulos is so well respected. We talked about it with Ron Washington earlier in the week and how much Ron Washington hated leaving Atlanta, but it was the right opportunity being a manager. Kelenic said he knew it was going to be the right place for him after that first meeting with Anthopoulos because it was that no BS kind of mentality. He said he and his family always grew up with a no BS kind of mentality. And he said immediately after meeting with Alex Anthopoulos, this is going to be good for me. This is going to be the right place for me. And for Braves fans, when we're talking about a guy with so much upside like Kelenic has and potentially being the left fielder of the future through the 2028 season, it's got to make you feel good about what could potentially happen out there in left field.
Yeah, as we talk about, the dumpster fire of the Hawks, no faith that Arthur Blank gets this head coaching hire correct. It's real refreshing that at every waking moment, somebody has to praise the Braves organization. And it all starts at the top. Obviously, Terry McGurk and Liberty Media give Alex Anthopoulos all the resources, which has been a real talking point for a lot of years, that Liberty Media didn't give Alex Anthopoulos the resources needed. That is no longer the case. Alex Anthopoulos has everything he needs to build World Series contenders in a world-class organization, top to bottom. It starts with Alex Anthopoulos and everybody in the front office, down to the coaching staff, down to the training staff, down to the vendors in Truist Park, to the players on the field. Everybody feels like they're tugging on the same rope. Everybody that comes to Atlanta says the same exact thing about the organization. It's a world-class franchise. Everybody loves playing for the Atlanta Braves. And Alex Anthopoulos has set the tone ever since he came here in 2017. So it's just a testament to the work he's done and the culture he's created. It's second to none.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head talking about everyone tugging on the same rope and the top-down approach that the Braves have, because it's exactly what it is. Everyone has the greatest amount of respect for Alex Anthopoulos, not just in the organization, but outside of the organization. When people come here, they get excited, and they quickly realize why Alex Anthopoulos received an 8-year extension, why he's talked about in the breath of the best general managers, not just in baseball, but the entire league. And everyone has respect for him. They immediately gain it after meeting him. And it's, like you said, it's refreshing because we do have the Hawks to worry about. We do have the Falcons. We've been put through enough BS, not no BS. That's all BS with those two franchises. And it is a no BS franchise in Atlanta. And it's not just the conversations with Alex Anthopoulos. When you look at contract negotiations, the way they operate, it's no BS. It's here's the number. We're really not going to stray away from it this much. This is what we value. We think this is fair. We know you like it here. We know what we offer outside of just the money in terms of winning, in terms of culture, in terms of just you being a happy person while you're playing the game of baseball, which is important. And it speaks volumes to the entire organization. And I can't say enough high things about Alex Anthopoulos and what he's done for the Braves organization.
Yeah, it's just not the players. You heard Brian Snicker earlier this offseason said he leaves the coaches alone to do their own thing. I'm sure that's how Alex Anthopoulos on every facet of the organization. He delegates. He does what he's supposed to do, and he delegates the rest. That's how you manage an organization.
Yeah, not to talk about Bill Belichick outside of the conversations that we're going to have, but Tom Brady recently talked on his podcast about Bill Belichick. And as much as everyone kind of, it was a pain in the butt to play for him, everyone recognized how hard he worked. So when he said something, it meant something because you knew he was in there, first one in, last one out. And he was just working just as hard as anyone. And he had done all the research and everything. So when a guy like Alex Anthopoulos, who's at the top of your organization, is leading the way like that, it makes everyone else go in that direction. Whether you appreciate what he says or not, whether you agree with it, you understand where he's coming from because you know he has the best interest of the team at heart. And I think that's where all the love, all the respect comes from in this entire organization. And I think you see it with everyone that comes through. And One other thing he said, Matt Olson is the guy he's most excited to play with, which I thought was interesting because he's had a lot of good conversations with him at first base. Coming up after the break, DJ Shockley joins the show to talk the Falcons head coach opening.